Hi art historians, welcome back. We are in week 2, module 4, unit 2. So we are going to be learning about the start of Egypt for this unit. So this unit we will be learning about module number 4, Ancient Near East Part 2, and Egypt Part 1, Egypt 1, 4.04, Pre-Dynastic, and the Old Kingdom. And this unit includes 5 core works as well as 2 supplemental works. The works range in date from around 3000 BCE to 2500 BCE, so we're taking a bit of a step back in time right now. The locations for these works are going to be around Egypt, of course, in specifically Saqqara, Giza, and Heracleopolis. So the architectural sites that you're going to see include Djoser's Stepped Pyramid and the Great Pyramids and Sphinx. And then we've got our sculptures of the Palette of Narmer and the Seated Scribe. Your supplemental works include Menkaure and his wife, as well as the statue of Djoser. So this unit is the, of course, introduction of ancient Egypt. I am absolutely excited to talk to you about this because I will be going to Egypt in October, and I will be riding a camel to the Great Pyramids. I'm very excited. It's going to be pretty epic, so it's going to be pretty cool. But the Great Pyramids and the Sphinx, and any pyramids in general, you should really think of them in the Old Kingdom. That's when they were mostly making the very iconic pyramid sculptures that we know today. The Palette of Narmer is a really interesting piece. It's showing an important moment in a ruler's history. Narmer himself was credited for uniting Upper and Lower Egypt together to make one unit of rule here, where we previously had a separation. What is very confusing, though, is that Lower Egypt is actually below Upper Egypt. If you think about the Nile River, it's going out into the Mediterranean there. So Lower Egypt is actually at the base of the river, and Upper Egypt is actually where the river starts. So that is the unification that we see there. Take a look at what kind of headwear or headgear Narmer is wearing. If he's got a hat on that looks like a bowling pin, or a hat that's got like a little twirly thing on it, that actually indicates what part of this journey he's on in terms of that unification process. The Seated Scribe has always been a huge favorite of mine. I think it's really interesting that in an era of ancient Egypt like this, where we've got idealism to the max, we've actually got somebody that shows the wear and tear of age. I mean, he's not that old, but he does not have like the perfect sculpted figure in his face and his body, so you actually get to see more naturalism and more of the human being. This scribe would have most likely been used to attend to the writing needs in the afterlife of the king. And that's another thing you have to think about here. The pyramids, Egypt, they are so into the afterlife. They are making these pyramids as a palace for the dead, a tomb for the dead. These people are being buried with so many goods, so many other people. So it is really interesting to see how the evidence that we have today is of when they were living, when their main focus was after they've passed. Notes for the for funsies part of this particular unit, Disney Plus has just so many great Egyptian-related resources, and if you're feeling a little adventurous, William Shatner may or may not solve the mystery of the mummies. So if you want to take a look at that and kind of just get an even more enriched and full circle view of how ancient Egypt started, I highly encourage you to do that. All right, folks, that wraps up Unit 2, and I will see you for the next module. Until then.